Top of the morning, my fellow peasants. How do you do? Are you well? Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of DNWP on this most auspicious of dawns. Today I'm going to do two Final Fantasy XV news stories. Original, I know, but I'm going to sprice. I think there was supposed to be a mix of spruce and spice it up with good King Mogomog the 13th. He's going to come and report it with me. Oh guys, I got myself one. One of the 15 Moogles, and it feels so good. And it especially feels good because I did touch the original one. I don't know if I have a picture. If I do, I'll show you it. I actually got to touch the original one that was originally made for the game, so I had to buy it. If anyone wants one, I just grabbed mine on eBay, but that is damn beautiful. So, first up, Tokyo Game Show 2017. We got another Final Fantasy XV Universe trailer. Now, these Universe trailers... By the way, let me just back this mic up. I often get too close and it pops. So there's been a new Universe trailer, and of course with all these Universe trailers, I think this is the third one now. They're kind of just a big conglomeration, mix, cluster fuck of everything that's in the universe. So Kingsglaive, Brotherhood, all the little DLC stuff, all the mini games, all the mobile games, yada yada. Now with all of these Universe trailers, whenever they get shown, there's definitely a lot of people who look at that and go, oh my god, what a mess. Oh god. And I definitely see what they're saying, and I agree, it does come off very messy, but at the same time it is pretty cool, and I get why Square Enix are advertising it so hard, because I mean, I don't think they've quite hit their sales numbers with 15. I think that's why they've had to be even more ambitious and heavy with the DLC structure than I think even they intended, but I'll talk about that in the next segment. But in this particular Final Fantasy XV Universe trailer, there's some new scenes, guys, and they're damn good, and we're going to cover them because they spicy. So before I get into the first one, I'm just going to say spoiler alert, this is a spoiler video, leave, I'm talking full spoilers, movie, game, everything. So spoiler out the way. What the hell are you doing, Square Enix? They opened this Universe trailer with Luna's death scene. I mean, not showing her dying, but her beneath the waves and Noctis kind of reaching out. I mean, aka a very huge spoiler from the game. Okay, sure, it doesn't give you that she's dead, but you're certainly going to be questioning why the hell she's underground and why she seems to be saying goodbye, and Noctis is reaching for her. I think any smart person could deduce from that. And it's just crazy that they show something as big as spoiler as that. I kind of find it funny because Square have been terrible at that. I mean, does Square not even realise what a spoiler in a trailer is at all anymore? I mean, before the game came out, we saw so much. They spoiled everything. They showed the Titan fight in the entirety, they showed us Rama, they showed us Ifrit, they showed us Shiva, pretty much the four biggest trump cards you had. The only thing they didn't show us was Bahamut. And in the Accolades trailer, which came out 1 week after, they showed Bahamut in his fullest. I mean, I don't give a shit people coming out and saying, oh, there's spoilers, Pairs, spoilers here, and grilling my balls if I give the tiniest bit of spoilers. I mean, at this point, Square Enix, with all their trailers, they've showed the entirety of the damn game. The only thing they haven't showed is just the knife going into Luna's stomach. That's... But that's been a story for the last year, and we was even saying that before the game came out. But moving on to the first bit of exciting new content, here it is. Ignis and Ravus back-to-back final Morticia. Oh man, this, just looking at this makes me extremely excited because now with the character Ravus, I've definitely felt that he was really integral to the story, but that they didn't make him integral enough. They didn't show enough of his story. From Kingsglaive, how he changed as a person, completely changed in appearance, in personality. And there's definitely some theory behind why that is, why he changed. But I mean, even just beyond that, there was so much missing from his story. Like, for how important he was supposed to be at the end and his connection to Luna, there needed to be more of him. I think that's just the story of 15 overall with all the characters. There need to be more fleshing. And Tabata has admitted that. I mean, the quote that I keep going on about is, a lot of the major criticisms, so this is from Tabata, was that fans felt the story was lacking in certain aspects. So for us, we did our best to give back and supplement those areas where people felt it was lacking. So, I mean, they've acknowledged it, they've heard our voices, and that's good. And that's why I've kind of been holding their balls to ransom with all of these DLCs. And I've been kind of saying, what the hell are you doing releasing Assassins? What are you doing releasing Chocobo Carnival? Where's all the really cool backstory that you promised us and the fleshing out? Where's the Shiva fight? Where's the Summons backstory? Where's all the stuff with Ravus and Luna and Ardyn that you keep promising? And I'm excited to say, guys, that it's all here. All of it. Everything, of course, now whether they deliver it in fullest, but so this scene with Ravus was really the missing link that, if they do it well enough, could be the final step in Ravus' path to redemption. Because they kind of, I think they felt like with Chapter 13, the update they did, they kind of said, oh, Chapter 13, we're going to show Ravus' motivations. It will explain everything to do with Ravus, why he did what he did, and sort of his path to redemption. And then when it came out, it was none of those. I mean, yeah, sure, it showed a little bit, but it definitely did not even deliver quite to what Tabata said it would. And there was still a lot with Ravus uncertain. And this could be what covers it. So Ravus fighting back-to-back with Ignis in Altissia against Tenebrae guards. So this is going to be while the Leviathan fight is happening. What is really cool about this is it really throws me back to that Versus 13 picture. So in a Versus 13 artwork, we saw that Ravus was supposed to command the army to fight Leviathan. So he was going to have a really huge role. So it looks like they flipped the role. He won't be controlling the army anymore. He's actually going to be fighting against his own army. But it's really cool that they've slotted him in the place where originally in Versus he was going to have a huge significance. So that's cool. I love that. I love that. Moving on, where's the next bit? So there was some other stuff in here. A bit with the Comrades, a really cool fight with some twin behemoths, some Monster of the Deep stuff, which I'm going to play. A lot of people are wondering, I'm going to get a VR headset. I've never tried it. I just think it'll be derpy and hilarious. We've got the Windows edition, and that is sexy, beautiful, and gorgeous. The graphics are also very nice as well. Then we have the D-Make. The first ever, to my mind anyway, Final Fantasy D-Make, the Pocket Edition. Japan are actually getting extremely excited for this, and that's fall 2017. No surprise they're getting it, but let's get to the good stuff. Good stuff, if I could just find it. Yes! Yes, now I'm very excited for them. We're going to explain why. Now, I don't want to sound arrogant in saying this, but we know that the Pitioss theory got kind of debunked. But I've kind of been saying bullshit to Tabata's debunking of it. Mostly not because what Tabata's saying is wrong, it's because the guy who did the article from Kotaku, and he explained the Pitioss theory, which is a hugely important. I don't care when it says Ifrit is connected to Pitioss. There is a story going on with him and Eos. I don't care what Tabata says, but the reason I say that is because Perona77, who came up with this theory, their starting point was Pitioss, and they noticed these Ifrit statues, and they followed this story, and they were trying to work out the logic and the artwork and the symbols. That led them to the Omen trailer, and throughout this journey they went, the last place they went to was Rock of Ravito, and they were looking at it for hints of summons. They were looking for hints of how this mountain was somehow tied into this story, and that's when they noticed the wing of Eos and the horns of Ifrit, which Tabata then came out and confirmed was in fact Ifrit's burning body. So the reason why I say there has to be some sort of tangible truth to the Pitioss theory is because how else could Perona have got to that point? For the logic to have led them to that point and be looking for Ifrit's body at Ravito, everything else before that had to have some level of tangible detail. And just the guy from Kotaku explained the theory when he wrote it up, totally different to how I wrote it. In fact, I would watch his version and I'd probably go, nah, that's not quite right. And I'm not going to say that even our version is right, because there's probably stuff that we are totally missing and totally have wrong. But there has to be a basis to it. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I think this picture is. I mean, this picture is clearly showing it. So the Pitioss theory is that he sent down 2 meteors, one of which Titan caught, and one of that drilled a hole into the Earth over at Gralia. And you can see the giant meteor hole still there. And that's how he got down into Pitioss. Now, looking at this picture, what is Ifrit doing? He's putting his hand against some rock, which kind of looks lava-y. That could be the meteor. That could even be the Earth itself. And is this moment right here, because he has been searching for Eos for a long time. He has sent meteors over various different points of Eos, the world. He's been looking over Eos to try to find where Eos, the goddess, is. And look what's happening. Sunlight is coming up from the ground. Dawn, daylight, coming through his hand, billowing all around him. It's true, guys. I got so much heat when Pitioss theory got debunked, and now to see this picture, I don't know, I'm sticking with it. So this is really exciting. This was the story I wanted to see. This is the one that I voted for in the poll, Ifrit's backstory, and we will see. We will see how much of the theory is true, but just looking at that, dawn, daylight is coming up from the ground. There has to be something tangible. But moving on quickly, so the next screen, and these were just shown very briefly, like half a second. And the next one was this. So they are giving away some huge, and these are listed as free updates, additional story content. So these can be free. You don't need the season pass, which is even more epic. And it's the Shiva fight. The Shiva, the giantess, the giant Opie waifu, in combat. This is what I have wanted to see. And for me, this is even more exciting than Pitioss, because for anyone who saw my recent theory, I'll leave a link in the description. What happened during this fight, in my theory, laid up everything. I mean everything. This was Ardyn. Ardyn is the one who orchestrated this entire thing to freeze the area of Niflheim, to force them to be desperate enough and poverty-ridden enough to go to the extremes of using demons to invade, to try to want to have the crystal, to even put their faith in Magitek because it saved them from an attacking goddess. Ardyn set the whole thing up, and because of it, he's a mastermind genius, and this is one of the most integral moments, not even just for what happened here, but for the fact that at the exact same time, just a few months before, Noctis, at a very young age, had his first encounter with a demon who kind of noticed him, and how I believe that is when Ardyn knew for the first time that King of Light had been born, and that's why he then did this fight. You guys know the theory. Actually, you know what? That's probably the whole theory in a nutshell. There's no need to go watch a 20-minute video on it. Turns out it didn't need to be 20 minutes long. Turns out I can, in fact, explain a theory in 30 seconds. So this is nice. Now, I don't know who we're going to be playing, and that's the thing that's really bugging my mind. So it does say additional story content. Are these just going to be cutscenes, like pure cutscenes with no gameplay value? I'd actually be okay with that at this point. Like some sort of library or gallery, and they just inserted story content, scenes in. Iconic battles from the past, I think, and they could do it so much quicker because that's all they're having to do. They wouldn't have to be trying to make gameplay mechanics of fixing bugs and glitches and actually making it playable. I think that's better than nothing at this point. That might sound lame, but it really could be the case because, I mean, with this, what are we going to do? Are we going to fight as Shiva? That would be amazing. Imagine if we actually got to fight as a giantess killing the ships. That would, in a dream world, be the best scenario, and I would love that. But are they going to be able to do all of that? Are they going to be able to add those features? Are we even going to be playing as the Magitek? Is Ardyn going to be making an appearance in this? Personally, I think it would be too much. Especially as Tabta said, they want to draw a line under 2017. And it was only a month ago that he was saying they were thinking about doing these scenes. Thinking about doing the Summons backstory. Thinking about adding more Luna scenes and Ardyn scenes. So how is it that we're now seeing hints of it and they plan to draw a line under 2017? Really logical way would be, like I said, just to do them as cutscenes and just get the story that the fans want out there, even if there isn't any gameplay value to be had to it. So there it is, Shiva fight, dope. A few more scenes with Brotherhood, again showing the Mammoth getting killed, so huge spoilers, some Kingsglaive. We're coming up to the good bit, ready for it? Hold on, your butts! Buckle up tight, the tale of the true king continues. Kind of more spoilers. Wait, have I skipped past it? Hold up, oh shit. Sorry, I actually skipped past it. Right, boom. There we go. You saw it. Gentiana in tears, holding Luna Freya's hand in a field of seal blossoms. This is, again, free update, additional story content. Is this more Luna story? It has to be. And for Gentiana, an immortal ice goddess who has lived thousands of years to be shedding a tear. Damn, that is profound. Now, I think that what's going on, just through speculation, is this was the exact same place where she saw Ravus, where she was crying to him, saying at this point she knew her fate and that she had to die. And that it was her choice. That was the choice she was making, that eventually this would kill her. So I don't know if Gentiana's just getting the exact same story and that's what she's emotional about. I just really hope there's more to that. Now that they have teed up Gentiana and Luna, like, you have to tell more to Luna's story. So if they're just going in the field and they're just going to be sobbing about the exact same thing Luna was sobbing to Ravus, that'd be a flopper. But be ever optimistic. Be hopeful that they're going to deliver it. And yes, if they do all of this, if they do get more Luna scenes, I don't know what route they're going to take Luna. I mean, there's a million and one ways. Really hope that the dogs somehow get involved, like Prina. But yeah, Gentiana also. I personally have always had the kind of thought and theory that Shiva, although she can manifest in multiple forms, that Gentiana was her own person before Shiva took her over as a messenger. And I kind of said why I think she took over Gentiana. I think it was because, again, that fight where she died and then she had to inhabit one of her messengers. So that would be a pretty cool route if they instead went down Gentiana's route and, I don't know, perhaps explained a bit more with her. I'd like it to be both. Both of these women, they were awesome, they were well designed, they had so much potential, and Square Enix just did not meet it. So you've done it, Square, you have let the cat out the bag. You have now teed Ifrit, Shiva, Luna, Gentiana, and they even did do Ardyn. Not in this trailer, but they have said that they're going to show his story through some other form of medium because his story is just too damn big. So they have a lot to do before the end of 2017. I really want to get my hopes up because these are the scenes that I've wanted, but I'm going to keep my expectations fairly low into a minimum, and the reason for it is because of what they did with chapter 13. They kind of really hyped it up, made it seem like this was going to be the thing that explained Ravus' story. Episode Gladiolus, that was going to explain Corleones' story, and then none of it really ever did. Like, it was just still too minimalistic, too short, not fleshed out enough, and not explanatory enough. These little 3 additional cutscenes could end up being like that. They could just be nothing. It could just show the fight happening with Shiva. Maybe they'll stay just as ambiguous with Ifrit's story because, like Tab said, he wants it to be a mystery for fans to figure out, so perhaps they still do that, which would suck arse. And maybe Luna and Gentiana scene just kind of rehashes scenes. There it is. That's a lot. That's my rambling thoughts on the TGS Universe trailer. This could add nothing. It could add everything. Add and change everything. I know some people are going to say it's too late. I don't care. It can't prove itself even in the DLC. 15, that is. Others will say yes it can, and this is everything they've been waiting for. Personally, I'm just really damn excited to see a game that I love finally getting the fleshing out, or possible fleshing out, in the areas that I hope. So there it is, guys. What do you think? What do you think of those pictures? What do you think is going on with Gentiana, and what do you think is going on with Ifrit? I really want to hear some people's speculation on what's going on. What's going on, good King Mogmog the 13th? But there it is, guys. Until the next video. Goodbye.